Hello and welcome to this video series about CyPerf Community Edition. In this video, we are going to uncover all the features in the Community Edition and leverage the traffic network that we have built to test it out. Let's get straight to it. If you have followed the video series, you would know that we have deployed CyPerf Community Edition in various locations like cloud, on-prem, in containers, VMs to generate traffic from all around a network infrastructure within an enterprise. For this particular video, we have taken two of these agents, one becoming client in GCP and another in AWS, and we're going to run various types of test traffic to explore all these advanced options in this community edition. Considering CyPerf is already installed, I can do CyPerf-help to see all the options. So firstly, you can see that there is -s. This is something we have used to make a software installation as a server. Similarly, -c is self-explanatory client. -b will be bitrate. Then we go through a whole lot of other options. -P for number of parallel sessions. -CPS for connections per second. -p for the port, the server port that the server should be listening, and the port that client should be connecting the server to. Moving along, -b to bind to a particular interface or IP address that is associated with it. -l would send the length of the buffer, right? How much traffic you want to send, how much is the page size. -f if you want to send an external file for your exchanges with CyPerf, and -f and byte to run a traffic in a bidirectional manner. Scrolling down, we have a few more options like -R to run it in reverse mode, which means this server will send the traffic and vice versa. -I for interval of how much interval we collect the statistics. -T for how much time we run the test, and -W to set the TCP window sizes. Now that I have explored all these options, let's shift to these agents and send some traffic. So first traffic test, we'll keep it simple. We'll have sudo cyperf-s for server. I will put a length -l of 10,000 bytes, and I would like it to be bidirectional. And I will also enable these detailed stats that would give me some advanced statistics that allows me to understand the test traffic better. I start this test at the server side, so my server is now ready and running and expecting a length of 10,000 bytes. I'll go to my GCP client where I'm going to set the length again, and I will set it as 10K bidirectional traffic. Again, I need detailed statistics here as well, and my client has started. The moment the client starts, you would start seeing both client and server showing me matrices of how much traffic is going through. So you can see this is my throughput, my clients are sending, my servers is receiving, and you will also see the connections attempted, connection rates, and the detailed stats are showing me all the TCP stats that I would love to see and understand what is going on in the test, including latencies and such. Let's explore the next option, where I'm going to put a file using -m.1m.txt in the server side. So a 1 meg page size file I've pre-created, and I'm going to start the server with that file. Now coming to the client, I'm going to do the same. This time in the client also I'm mentioning that 1 meg.txt file. Since it's bidirectional, so the server will send a 1 meg file and the client as well. And the detailed statistics will let us know the same kind of stats, what kind of throughput, connections, applications, latencies, and stuff that we can do when AWS and GCP are sharing a meg file between each other. I can rerun a variant of this test. So instead of using just bandwidth, I can now start the test with the same file but with connections per second using that -CPS option. So I did that for the server first. So the server knows it's a CPS test. And same thing I will do with the client. I'm removing the -byte to -CPS. And now I have a connections per second test, which would try to maximize the connections that we can send with this largish file between these AWS client and server. So you can see now it's trying to go for more connections. If I zoom in, 500, 727 connections, and the detailed stats also shows me other information. Similar to mentioning just CPS, users can also specify certain values like, hyphen hyphen CPS 100 or 50. This would work like a rate limiter, meaning the GCP session where the CyPerf CE is running would never attempt more than that specified value that we have mentioned in that hyphen CPS. You can do the same thing for throughput as well. We're going to run a different test now. So I start fresh, and this is my new command. I'm using hyphen hyphen CPS. I'm using hyphen hyphen detailed stats. So I'll capture all the detailed stats. I have a small p hyphen p port 80. So the clients will try to connect to port 80. I have these hyphen hyphen CSV hyphen stats option with a file name statfile.h where all the stats will be stored CSV style. I'm going to adjust the test duration to 30 seconds. And you can see I also have hyphen W. So hyphen W would be for my window size to be 1024, and there is a capital P hyphen capital P, the last one, which is 1K. So I just adjusted the time to 300 seconds. So let's run this test, but before that I have to also get ready the server. Let me move to the server side. So I have the CyPerf-S for server. I'm still doing CPS. I have used this hyphen capital R for reverse direction and hyphen detailed stats. My server has started. I'll go to my client, and I have already created this CLI. I had used the same name, so I'll just change the name and use the new name for the stat file. So let's change it, and this should run now. So the test is running, and we should see statistics very soon. Uh-oh. So if you see the statistics now, this is another interesting feature, right? As a test tool, we are seeing some problems. You see all the connections are failing. All the synsends are not getting successful, and we see no traffic at the server. And the reason is that I have now used a non-default port, port 80 from the client, but I have not changed the port at the server side. So let's go to the server side and rerun the server with a new port. The server is now listening to port 80 because I've used the hyphen P port 80. And as I run the traffic now and zoom in, you can see now all the connections are getting successful. We see SYN accent, we see positive throughput, and this shows that you can not only do real traffic, you can also find issues leveraging CyPerf and its detailed stats. Since we used a stat file to store the CSVs, I can look at it. The file, this stores all the statistics, not just runtime, but in these files that can be used as part of your regression to look at some of the statistics to take some more decisions, make it part of your CI/CD, find out your regular performance numbers, do comparisons, and all that good stuff. Last but definitely not the least, we are going to explore this hyphen capital B bind option. So with that option, I can specify a particular IP address where I want the server to bind to. For example, I can do ifconfig, and I can look at what is the IP address that I want to bind, and then go to my CyPerf CLI and use my CyPerf-S and use this capital B-B option and paste that IP. And what will happen is that CyPerf will automatically understand which interface has it and will bind on that interface so that the client can send traffic. So if you have multiple IP addresses, multiple interfaces, this is the way to bind and send traffic to a particular IP address. So that's what I did, and I can run the traffic and see how it looks like. To summarize, in this session, we went through a host of options that CyPerf CE provides, like running it as a server, by -s, running it as a client as -c, setting more specific objectives, right? Like -b with bitrate, having a certain number of parallel concurrent sessions, having -CPS, specifying listening port, binding to a particular IP address, sending files with specific lengths, sending tests with a specific file as a transport length, using bidirectional mode, -r, for reverse traffic, setting a particular time for test durations, changing the windows sizes of the TCP connections, and also detailed stats to look at much more set of statistics and actionable insights available to you. If you want to do even more than that, you can also try CyPerf's full edition. You can see the differences here in the presentation, and at any point of time, you can also have a free eval. The link to it has been posted in the description below.